my channel. It's Janet, and if you're new here, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Give this video a like and make sure you hit that notification bell as well. And if you're a returning subscriber, then welcome back to my channel. Also wanted to mention, you guys, my daughter is making these sweatshirts and hoodies. So I thought they were really cool. I'll show you a couple pictures that we took. So if anybody's interested, just let me know down below as well. Her little business name is called Summit Dye Designs, and she also has a Facebook page as well too. I will have that in the description box. So if anybody is interested in buying one, you can also go to her Facebook page. As you guys know, we're going into week 3 of the January challenge. How are you guys doing? I know I ask you this every video I do, but I genuinely want to know how you guys are doing. I'm doing so-so, you guys. I'm really pulling in the reins, I think, gonna be this week. I've been somewhat following my own meal prep plan, but it's hard. It's really hard once you go off track like I did after Christmas time. It's really hard to get back into it. So I'll be honest, I'm still kind of struggling, but I'm making it work. I'm eating my prepped meals and I'm going through all the motions, you guys. So hopefully I will be on track and will be feeling really good in the near future. But we are going to do some meal prep today. I'm going to start out by making the breakfast bites. This one is really easy. I've made this actually before. So we are going to start off by frying some bacon. So I will show you guys right here. I'm just frying up, I think there's 4 slices of bacon here, and I just cut them up with my kitchen shears. And we are going to start this meal prep by just getting this bacon all fried up. And then I have all of the ingredients here to make the egg bites. So luckily, this is going to be my last dozen eggs that I have to buy. Our chickens are now laying, so I do have a full dozen, plus these 2 brown ones. They lay brown eggs. One is a little bit lighter than the other, but I'm so happy that they're laying eggs again, and they're happy and healthy. They got over their brooding. The one chicken was being broody, and my other chicken was, oh man, I forget what it's called right now. It totally slipped my mind, but she was getting like new feathers in. Molting, that's what it is. She was molting, so now her feathers are in. She's doing much better. They're both happy and healthy, and they're laying again. So for this recipe, I'm just going to go over what you will quickly need, and then we will measure everything up and get started, and hopefully by that time the bacon will be done as well too. You will need 4 large eggs, 2 ounces of cream cheese softened, so I'm going to throw that in the microwave. And then you will need the 1 cup of chopped cooked bacon, which I am making already. And then you'll need 1.25 cups of shredded cheese. You know, I've been just buying shredded cheese lately. I usually do buy my own from Costco and shred it myself. But I'm just being the easy option since I've been working a lot. Then you will need 1/3 cup of coconut flour, which I have here. And then you will need 1/2 teaspoon of the baking powder, which I have here. So simple ingredients, and literally all you do, you guys, is just put this all together and throw it in the oven. So like I said, I have my bacon cooking here, and I've preheated my oven for 350. So we will wait until that's preheated, and yeah, let's start cooking, you guys, and let's make this. It's so easy, and these are really good as well too. Good for on the go, and they freeze really well too, you guys. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to just measure our 2 ounces of the cream cheese. So I'm just going to do that quickly. Measure it out, and then we are going to put it in the microwave since we will need to have that softened a little bit. So let's get started. I have it on my ounce setting. And let's just take a little bit and we'll see. Oh my gosh, that's 2 ounces. How perfect was that? So I'm just going to throw this in the microwave just for like maybe 5-10 seconds at a time, and I will be right back. Alright, our cream cheese is melted. I just did it for 10 seconds, and then the second time I did it for 8 seconds. And that softened. So first we're going to start out, and we are going to use 4 eggs. Now all you have to do is literally combine all the ingredients together and make sure to break up the cream cheese in it. So let's get started. 4 large eggs. So the 4 large eggs is done. Then we are going to put in our cream cheese or softened cream cheese. Oh, and then we need our bacon, which is done, and I just have it on a paper towel here. There we go. And then next we will need 1.25 cups of shredded cheese. So I'm just using the, what is this kind? Taco Nacho. It's the kind that I bought. It has a mixture of like mozzarella and the Monterey Jack. I really like it. It gives a good flavor. So I'm just going to measure out in my measuring cup over here. And we're going to do 1.25 cups. Yeah, I'm measuring my cheese, you guys. Usually you don't see me do this, but I usually don't measure out my cheese, I'll be honest. There we go. And then we will do 1/3 cup of the coconut flour. Let's put that in. Is this 1/3? All right, let's use this little one for our coconut flour here, because this one I think, yeah, it has 1/3 on it. So let's measure out that. And you can use almond flour. It's actually the same measurement for both. So 1/4 or 1/3 cup of coconut flour or 1/3 cup of the almond flour. So I always use coconut flour. You guys know that if you've been around my channel, that I'm allergic to all kind of nuts. So I always like recipes where I can find coconut flour. So a lot of the things you can substitute. It just depends kind of what you're making though. But like I said, I've made these before and these turned out really, really good. A little bit more. There we go, that's perfect. Okay. So we will add that. And then we need, I believe it was 1/2 teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. So of course, all I can find is my 1 teaspoon, so I'll just half this. It's about half. And we'll add that. All right, and literally all we have to do, you guys, is just mix it all together. Make sure that your cream cheese is broken up, which it's pretty easy as long as it's well softened, but just make sure you break it up a little bit more. That's why I kind of like using a little flexible spatula here. It kind of helps break it up. So we're just going to make sure that that's all mixed together really, really well. So that's pretty well mixed. So one important instructions that it does have, it says allow the mixture to sit for 10 minutes for the flour to absorb some of the moisture. Do not skip this step. So you guys, we are going to wait 10 minutes and then we will be back, and then we just put it into a muffin pan and then bake them. So I will be back in 10 minutes and we will put this into a muffin tray. All right, you guys, it has been 10 minutes. So what I did in the meantime is I just took some olive oil and put it in my muffin tin. They say to use a silicone one. I don't have one. So I'm just going to use this. And like I said, I just put some olive oil in each one of these. And we will put our mixture in these, and you fill them up 3/4 full. So let's do that. All right, so these are all done, and I'm going to put them in a 350-degree oven for about 15 to 18 minutes. All right, while that is cooking in the oven, I am going to make the Philly steak. I already got started on it. I did 2 of these. This is what it is. Here, I'll pick it up. This is what it looks like, and I'll show you. They're kind of like circular, so they come frozen, and then you just put them in a fry pan. I made 2 of them, 2 servings. And I put them in a frying pan with some of the bacon grease that I had before, and I put a little bit of onion in there as well for flavor. So I fried that up, and then I turned the stove off, and I'm going to cut up some mushrooms and some green peppers and put it in there as well too. So let's do that. I just have that on a medium heat, and we are going to mix this all together until the mushrooms and the green peppers are soft. Alright, I'm also going to tell you the macros for this. I believe I found this at Walmart. Like I said, it's a Philly steak. It just comes with the meat packets. So my husband, I'm going to make his with a bun. I need to get the buns tomorrow, but I thought I would just make up my 2 servings for the meal prep tonight. And these are the macros for one of them. So it's 290 calories, 23 grams of fat, 0 carbs, and 22 grams of protein. So actually like a really good meal, and then add some mushrooms and green beans, or sorry, mushrooms and green peppers to it. And we're gonna do the provolone cheese as well too on top, and it's gonna make a really, really good meal. So I'm anxious to try this out. I've never tried it before, but like I said, I got it at my Walmart, so make sure you check it out if you're interested. Also wanted to say that it came with this steak spice as well, which I put in with the meat. So I just put this generously over the 2 servings of meat that I had. So that'll give it some flavor, as well as some pink Himalayan salt and a little bit of pepper. Alright, you guys, the Philly cheesesteak is done. I'm just going to take it while it's hot here so I can put the cheese on top, but this is actually quite a bit as well too. So I'm going to split it up. It was, I made 2 servings, so I'm going to split it up to 2 servings here. And then we'll put the cheese on top after we get all this in the bowl. And then we'll have this for the next couple days, as well as our breakfast bites as well too. Alright, and then while it's hot, we will put the cheese on top. I think I'm going to do a slice and a half, actually. There we go. There we go. So those 2 meals are done, and I'm just going to put a cover on them, and then when we go to warm them up, the cheese will be nice and melted as well too. And I just used the provolone cheese, and this is the macros for 2 slices is 11 fat, 1 carb, and 9 protein. So we used, what do we use? We used 3 slices actually for both of these. So it would be 1.5 servings. So about the same macros. I would still count it as the same macros. So those are done. All right, this has been in there for 18 minutes. So I think we're going to take it out, because they're looking kind of crispy on the outside, and I don't want to overcook them, because then they'll get dry. So I think these are pretty good. So we're just going to let them rest for a little bit, and then we will give them a taste test. Alright, I am just going to cut into one and just make sure that they are done on the middle. I took the biggest one just before I turn off the oven. I think they're done. Let me have a little taste test actually, just to make sure. Oh yeah. So good. So good, you guys, and so easy. Alright, you guys, I'm glad that I took these out when I did, because they are perfectly golden brown on the bottom, and that when I used the olive oil on the bottom, it really worked well. They didn't stick at all. So I'm just going to let these cool for a few minutes, and then we will just put them all in a Tupperware container. And these freeze really, really well, like I said. So I may, after a couple days, I may freeze some depending on how many I eat. And we'll go from there. All right, you guys, that is the end of the meal prep. I got 2 meals for the Philly steak without the bun. The cheese has melted now on those. And then these ones were the breakfast bites with the cheese and bacon. So I put these in a container, and my daughter had a couple, and then I'm just going to put these actually in a baggie. I'll probably have one right now as well. They're really, really good and so simple, you guys. Really, really good recipe. I highly recommend you guys make these. I think they turn out to be 1.4 grams of total carbs, and then net carbs, I believe it's 0.8. So really, really low in carbs, even though with the coconut flour and everything. And these are really good for on the go as well too. Small little meal prep. I know it's not very much, but I probably will do another meal prep midweek, and we will go from there and have a successful week so that you can just grab meals and go. All right, everyone, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed my small meal prep, and make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Give this video a like to let me know that you're liking my content, and make sure that you hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.